Hey everyone, my name is Reggie and welcome to my channel. Today, I'm so excited to share with you the mid-year book freakout deck. I try in my intros not to say I'm so excited to share with you today, this video, because I feel like I say that all the time, but this time I couldn't help it because I'm so excited. It's one of the best videos to film this time of year because it's a really good mid-year check-in with your reading. You get to kind of like assess what you've read and what you thought of the things, and it's fun and we're so excited. So this video was originally created, well, this tag was originally created by Chammy and Ellie. I'll link their info down below, but I believe Chammy deleted her original video, so I'm just gonna link to her channel. But I'm so excited to get into this. And some people are doing a shorter version of this. They're like doing 13 questions this year, but the original has 15 questions, so I'm gonna do all 15 and we're gonna start right now. Question number 1 is the best book you've read so far in 2019. I am gonna be posting a best and worst of the year so far video. They're gonna be either up before this or they're going to be my next videos. I don't know the order I'm posting these in. Drum roll. My favorite of the year has been The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. Surprising. A classic? What is this? Who is she? It's weird. Except it's not, because this book is amazing and blew me away and changed my life and my perspective on so many things. And I have been trying to even write a Goodreads review for this book for so long, and I can't express my feelings, my thoughts appropriately. I kind of want to reread it already just so I can review it for you, because it's hard to express why I love it and what's going on up here when I think about it, but it was clearly the best book I read this year based on this general freak out that's happening right now. Question number 2 is the best sequel you've read this year. I actually had to go through my entire Goodreads. I haven't read that many sequels, but my favorite one I read this year is Saga Volume 9, which is the conclusion to the first arc of Saga. Wow. It was heartbreaking and hard and wonderful and lovely. It's one of the best graphic novels out there. You know that if you watch Booktube. Every booktuber raves about the series if they read graphic novels, but it is that good, honestly and truly. Question number 3 is a new release that you haven't read yet but want to, and for me this is easily, hands down, 100% Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Everyone's talking about this book, everyone's loving this book. I'm trying to clear out my physical TBR right now, so new releases aren't as much of my priority currently, but come fall they will be because there's so many books coming out this fall. But anyways, backlist ones, I think the only one that I'm really excited about that I missed in the first half is Daisy Jones. And all of that rambling was actually a great segue to question number 4, which is what is your most anticipated release of the next half of the year? And for me, this is The Water Dancer by Ta-Nehisi Coates, which I am so fortunate to have an e-arc of, and I'm still in shock about that. What? Excuse me? How? And I'm just so fascinated in anything this man has to say. I think he's so smart and I'm so excited to read this. This comes out in September. Question number 5 is your biggest disappointment of the year. This is so easy for me. This is easily The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. This was an awful book. Recently, I participated in a Smutathon, which is a romance-inspired readathon, and I vlogged my experience because I've always been a person who said, I don't like reading romances. And I wanted to see if that was still true or if I was misinformed. Spoiler alert, I hated The Hating Game, which is the only great part about this is it's fun to say that I hated a book that has hate in the title. That's like a fun thing to verbally say. It's great. Otherwise, super disappointing because freaking everyone and their mother loves this book. I don't understand why or how, but they do. If you want to know why I hated this book, just go watch that vlog. A good chunk of that vlog is me talking about how much I hate this book. Question number 6 is your biggest surprise. Biggest surprise was also in that vlog, and it's The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. This was the first one I read, so this was the first romance that I read and enjoyed in that vlog, and I was like, ooh, maybe so. This was a good time. I, again, was experimenting, wasn't sure how these things were going to play out, and was so pleased that I love this, and I really just, it was great. I had a fun time. Question 7 is your new favorite author, and for me this is Taylor Jenkins Reid. Super basic answer. I am currently at a state where I want to read everything Taylor Jenkins Reid has ever written ever. And so how do you go from loving but thinking it was slightly overhyped Evelyn Hugo to being super obsessed with reading everything this author has ever written? And I will tell you, it's The Evidence of the Affair. I loved it. The way I felt, the emotions I was having, that's what I read books for. It was a good time and a bad time. It was a time, but I'm here for Taylor Jenkins Reid now. Question number 8 is your newest fictional crush. So I don't crush when I read books. I don't know if it's because I'm an adult or if I just don't fangirl in that way. It's not like, oh, I want that fictional book boy to be my boy. Not my thing. So I'm gonna slightly alter this question to be my favorite OTP of the year. My favorite OTP of this year is Alex and Henry from Red, White, and Royal Blue. They're everything. They're perfect. I love their love. I love them. So good. So cute. So everything. I love them. Question number 9 is your newest favorite character. I was like thinking real hard about this. I couldn't find a character that I was like head over heels for until I saw it and realized, and then this is like my baby. I love him. Oof. It's Idar from The Test by Sylvia Neuville. If you haven't read this, this is another short story that I fell head over heels in love with. Sylvia Neuville, one of my all-time favorite authors. He's great. Wrote the Themis Files. If you don't know, read those. Read this. Read everything this man has written because he's great. This is about a man named Idar who is coming to the UK and taking a citizenship test. And when he goes to take a citizenship test, things happen. Really gets you thinking. It's a really great time. It's really twisty and turny for like 100-page short story or something. Idar is so just the choices he makes, the decisions he has, the thought processes he has, how he like feels and emotes and like what. Oh, I just love that guy. He is so great. He deserves the world. Question number 10 is a book that made you cry. I was going through my Goodreads list of books I've read this year, and I was actually quite disappointed because I sought out books that were supposed to make me cry that I thought would be sad, and I have only cried in one thing this year, but man, did it pack a punch. And it's The Evidence of Affair by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This book, whew, I was reading it. It's a short story like I mentioned earlier in this video, and I was just sobbing from like page 3 till the very last page. It was just me in my feels the entire way through. I know this isn't for everyone. This is a story about cheating and infidelity, so of course that's not topics for everyone. The main characters are corresponding because their spouses cheated, so they correspond to each other to like have a support system, I guess is the best way to put it. And oh my, so many tears, so many emotions, but it was so beautiful. And like I said, this was the thing that solidified I need to read everything Taylor Jenkins Reid has ever written, ever. Cheering it up a little after that last question, the next one is a book that made you happy. A book that made me happy this year is Everything My Son Needs to Know About the World by Frederick Bachman. So this book is cute, it's warm, it's like a nice warm hug from Frederick Bachman, which is great. But actually what makes it the book that made me the most happy this year is the way I received it. And I was sent it by the publisher, Atria Books. I came home on a day where I wasn't like having a bad day, but I wasn't having a remarkably good day either. And I came home and I opened the package and I like almost started crying because Atria Books had sent me the newest release from my favorite author. And it was that moment where I didn't request this book. I didn't know it was coming. Like they've sent me his books before, but there's always been email correspondence about this. So this meant that I had moved on from being like, disgust, do you want this? Will you do something with this? To like, oh, let's just auto send her Frederick Bachman's books. And like the moment I realized that, I was just like, what? That was like super emotional for me and like a like pride point in my channel. The next question is your favorite book to film adaptation you've seen this year. Here's the thing. I've seen some TV adaptations that I've loved this year. You, Big Little Lies. I'm sure there are others that are just not coming to the top of my head. Series of Unfortunate Events Season 3. Did that come out this year? I don't remember. But anyways, movies, I've only seen one. And granted, I did love it. It wasn't like my favorite movie of all time. It wasn't my favorite adaptation of all time. But I think it was a very strong adaptation. I really enjoyed the movie and my time watching it. And that's The Miseducation of Cameron Post. I actually read this book in anticipation of the release last year and then never got a chance to watch it because the distribution rights were wonky and it was really limited released and it only came near me in a relatively major city for like one weekend, and I missed it not realizing it was gonna be such a short run, and so I had to wait until it went on HBO so I could watch it. But it was great. Highly recommend. Question number 13 is your favorite review. I actually haven't done many reviews, and that was actually one of my goals this year was I'm gonna post all these reviews this year. I want to do it, and it goes back to that first question. When I read The Bell Jar and couldn't review it, I just stopped reviewing things because I've been trying to do that one since and haven't gotten past that. I did post a couple reviews at the beginning of the year, and my hands down my favorite is the King of Scars review I did because it was like a should you read this book. I really like how that turned out and the like discussion I had with it and the discussion people had in the comments about it. I really like how it worked out all around, so that one. Question number 14 is the most beautiful book you received or acquired this year. You notice how I haven't pulled off any books from the shelf? Okay, we've got two for you. One is Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. You know this. This is freaking the most beautiful cover ever. I have a poster of it. signed by Samantha Shannon, hanging up in my living room. That's how much I love this. And the other is The Yish Policeman's Union by Michael Chabon. Just freaking look at this, the color, the like text blocking. I just love how this book is laid out. It has deckled edges, which I hate deckled edges, but I can forgive it because this book is just like freaking masterfully put together. It's beautiful. And question number 15 is, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? So there's so many. We're not gonna go on new releases because like so many new releases. So we're gonna go with ones that are on my shelf. Basically everything, because I'm trying to read all the unread books on my TBR shelf, but some standouts off the top of my head: How to Make a Wish by Ashley Herring Blake, Night Film by Marisha Pessel, Moonglass by Jessie Kirby, who is one of my all-time favorite authors. That's her debut. Still haven't read it. Only book of hers I haven't read. I don't know why. I'm just avoiding it so that I always have a Jessie Kirby book to read, but that's dumb. Let's just read it. That is all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell so you're notified when I post new videos. Give this video a thumbs up because that really helps me out, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!